Age shouldn't be your restriction when it comes to exercising. What do athletes train for? Athletes train for the event that they are competing in. The field, however, stretches far from the courts and crowds. You don't need to complete a podium finish to be an athlete. There are 1/4 of Americans aged 65 plus that fall down each year. Every 11 seconds. Another adult is treated in the emergency room for a fall, every 19 minutes. An older adult dies from a fall. Falls are the leading cause of fatal injury and the most common cause of non-fatal trauma-related hospital admissions among older adults. Chronic diseases account for 75% of the money our nation spends on health care. Yet only 1% of health dollars are spent on public efforts to improve overall health. Forget the assumption that at fill-in-the-blank age our bodies will fall apart and we will become weak. Empower yourself to maintain or improve your health through exercise. You may not be donning some state-of-the-art gear. Have sponsors or compete for a podium finish. Your sport is life and this event has no off-seasons. In life, we literally move to do what we need to do. Especially to keep our independence as we get older, it is key to be able to move well for our quality of life. The events include the squat, deadlift, pulling objects, pushing things, rotating and lunging. Then think about what you like to do, play with the kids or grandkids. Golf, vacation, gardening, triathlons, and the list goes on. In this metaphor is a nugget of truth: training for life does not stop at a prescribed age. What happens if we decide to throw in the towel and stop training for life? You should not stop exercising regardless of your age. Disregard assumptions about physical potential as you age because you decide what your potential is. The point is to hone in on the important fact that exercise is much more than getting in shape. Your type of exercise may change as you age. But don't stop training for life. Imagine you are planning a trip to visit New Zealand after an old friend from college shares her son's story of the amazing landscapes there. You not only enlist your partner in crime, but also the invitation is extended to your kids and grandkids. They all accept the challenge. Plans are made. Everyone is excited. This will be a splurge but a worthwhile one. You all arrive in New Zealand. The next day everyone is up early and ready to log some miles. You want to participate in the storytelling during the walk, but you are too focused on trying to navigate uneven terrain. In the back of your head you knew that your balance was not what it used to be but just decided to push through it. It is also quickly apparent that it is difficult for you to mount any areas where you have to step up. Only an hour in the hike and the group is slowing to your pace and you hear a family member say, "See, I told you this was not a good idea. She is too old for this trip." Especially with her arthritis. You are not only able to navigate the terrain during the trip, but you are making it look easy. Because you knew the trip was coming up, you started to work with a fitness professional to improve your balance and strength among other things. Your knee pain became more manageable because of your sessions, and with the help of walking sticks you were able to relieve the pressure on your knees. Pictures are taken. Stories are told and memories are made. What are you going to do when you get to that point that you are able to experience the joy of enjoying that trip? Versus the frustration of not being able to complete it. I am training with a 78-year young client right now for her vacation in Colombia. Ruth wants to be able to enjoy her trip without being distracted by things like her balance and strength. Since working with me, she has made strides in her balance and agility. Of great importance, she has been aware of how our sessions have improved her everyday life. She has also purchased and is using walking sticks during her walks to ease the pressure on her arthritic knee. Otherwise known as Nordic walking. It has been shown in studies the cardiovascular benefits from it. Train for life so you stay in the green and keep your functional capacity and have a good quality of life where you can do what you want to do. Inactivity will lead to a quick decline to a place where inability to do everyday activities is life-changing. The first step is to talk to your doctor to get cleared for exercise and also make sure that you are on top of any chronic conditions that you have. Also, get your eyes checked. Then explore all of the options for you. Some love the big gym environment. Others prefer small studios. Some individuals prefer personal trainers. Others prefer the community aspect of a group class. Depending on the time of the year and where you live, you may have some outdoor options. You may encounter individuals that disregard you because of your age. Make assumptions or don't know how to work with an older population. Disregard them and move on to those that show you the respect of challenging you just enough and don't treat you like you are fragile. These exercises below should be part of your regime: squat, deadlift, pulling, pushing, lunging and rotating. Remember, Get cleared for exercise with your doctor and follow any instructions that they may have. Also feel free reach out to professionals to give you some hands-on instructions. A good way to improve your squats is to do chair squats. Sit on the edge of a chair without rollers. Have your feet firmly planted so you can stand up. Try crossing your arms across your chest so you don't rock. Keep a good tall posture. When you do rise, push off on your heels. Stand up tall. When you return to the chair, don't just fall down. Return to the chair slowly. Even if you are not familiar with this name, you do this movement in everyday life. Think about how many times you pick something up off the floor. Many times you are executing a deadlift. There are many useful videos about proper form. Click here to read an article and see the videos. It may be useful to practice this without a weight and have a fitness professional watch your form if you can. This exercise is different than a squat. Resistance bands are great tools for everyone. There are resistance bands with handles already attached and of ranging weights just like dumbbells. You can execute rows if you attach them to a sturdy pole or enlist a partner to hold the other end. Being able to push is important when getting up off the floor. Moving furniture or other objects. Wall push-ups can be a great way to not only build your arm strength but it can be a good core workout. Start completely vertical and be able to place your palms against the wall at the same time. Try a few push-ups against the wall. Focus on bringing your chest to the wall, not your head. Then increase the angle by taking a step back and trying it again. Now your feet are further back than your hands. Make sure you keep that standing plank and keep your body straight like a board. Soon you will find a comfortable but challenging angle that you can start to practice your push-ups. You want to be able to step in a direction and pick something up. When you do this, you are performing a lunge. Strengthen your legs and improve your balance. Start off stepping at a comfortable length forward and pushing back with that front foot. Try stepping to the side and then pushing back. If you are working on improving your balance, have a wall at your back for support. Soon step at different angles, just like we do in our everyday life. Think of your path of lunges like the hands of a clock and hit all of them. Holding a moderate weight in your hands can also be a good idea after you have mastered it and your balance is improved. A good way to incorporate rotation in your training is adding a rotation to your lunge. Lunge to the side and then slowly turn in the direction that you lunged. Make sure that you keep tall and don't lean over. A good way to keep your core engaged is to cross your arms and have your elbows up like a genie. Also, if you have a medicine ball or dumbbell, you can hold this after you have mastered it and your balance has improved. If there is an activity that you enjoy like lawn bowling, dancing or tennis, join a team. Often as we get older we don't take time to play and move. Mix in some activity that is outside the box of working out. There are also many social and emotional benefits of being part of an active community. Or if you prefer to do something around the house, start gardening. That can be a great way to get outside and move. Is there something that you have always wanted to do? Train for that vacation, trip or experience you want to enjoy. You will see how your improvement benefits your everyday life activities too. The saying rings true, move it or lose it. If you don't train for things like balance or strength, chances are those abilities will erode. You can maintain or regain it. Don't think that you can't. Instead of dragging your feet to exercise to get in shape, change your mindset to exercise so you can do what you want to do in life. Mark McManus. Mark is a personal trainer who specializes in coaching people on how to build muscle the scientific way. Read full profile. Spare tire. Love handles. Muffin top. Pot belly. All somewhat comical terms for belly fat. Most people don't like having that extra flab around their midsections. But we tend to just put up with it because we haven't learned how to lose belly fat. Many have tried some diet or bought a video on how to do a perfect crunch. But there is too much conflicting advice out there. Also, many people have tried and failed. So giving it another go just seems so daunting. Take heart. Because there is a truly effective strategy to lose stomach fat. But you may have to loosen up some old preconceptions. It's important to note that in this article, I will specifically talk about fat loss as opposed to overall weight loss, fat, muscle, and water. The strategy involves both diet and exercise, nothing new there. However, it entails two unique ways of going about it. If you put your mind to it, it's completely possible to learn how to lose stomach fat and start working toward the body you want. The key here is to become a fat and protein burner if you want to learn how to lose stomach fat fast. Low carbohydrate nutrition is one of the most effective ways of shedding pounds of fat from the body. If you eat what most government guidelines recommend you eat, You are a carb burner. It then becomes obvious that, in order to become a fat burner, you should reduce the current primary energy source, i.e., carbohydrates. When you do this, your body takes a few days to flip a metabolic switch and become a fat-burning machine. At that point, the fat you eat gets consumed first. And then you start burning away body fat as your primary source of energy. Obviously, you shouldn't consume copious amounts of fat. And you won't even need to switch to a zero-carb diet to benefit. Anything under 100 grams of carbs a day is considered low-carb, but ideally under 60 grams would produce great results. On low-fat diets, which by nature are high-carb diets, when your food calories are gone, the body will burn a mixture of both fat and muscle tissue protein. As muscle mass is metabolically active, it burns calories all day long just by being there. Losing it is a disaster for the dieter as their metabolism will continually slow down over time. This is one of the main reasons why low-fat diets very often produce temporary results. You lose weight for a while, but then it stops working as your metabolism has crashed. And you experience weight gain, all you had lost and then some. There are several ways to lower your carb intake and start losing fat by making fairly simple changes to your diet. Here are just a few ideas to try when you want to learn how to lose belly fat. If you chose a random sample of people on any given day in the US, you would find that at least half of them drink sugary drinks on any given day. 25% would be receiving about 200 calories per day from such drinks. One can of Coca-Cola contains nearly 40 grams of carbohydrates. Remember above where we said 60 was ideal? Well, drink one can of soda and you're nearly there. Cutting drinks with added sugar from your diet can do wonders to help you reduce your carb intake. Replace it with unsweetened tea or water for a hydration boost. When you order a meal at a restaurant, most of the default sides are potatoes, French fries, mashed potatoes, etc., or bread. These are both packed with carbs. A standard small order of French fries contains around 30 grams of carbs, that bumps up to around 50 for a medium order. Instead of going with the default sides, ask for vegetables. There is usually a steamed broccoli or mixed veggies option at most restaurants. Healthy eating is key if you want to reduce carbs. One serving of whole milk contains nearly 13 grams of carbs due to the presence of lactose, a type of sugar. On the contrary, a serving of unsweetened soy milk only contains about 3 grams of carbs. Try switching out the milk you use for your cereal or in your coffee. The flavor will be a bit different. So give yourself time to adjust to it. Low-carb diet works for many people, but it might not be for everyone. The key is always to see which one works for you best. And it's always a good idea to check with your doctor before making major changes to your diet. The above suggestion and explanation hopefully can provide you a new perspective and approach to get rid of your belly fat. Just give it a try and listen to your body's reaction. The most important question here is whether you should focus on cardio or interval training if you're trying to learn how to lose belly fat. Overdoing cardiovascular exercise will also put your body in a state where it breaks down lean muscle tissue catabolism. So, the question is, how do we complement our fat-burning nutritional strategy with fat-burning physical activity? It's called interval training, or, more specifically, high-intensity interval training (HIIT). The idea is to perform some sort of cardio in fits and starts, i.e., a period of lower intensity followed by a period of higher intensity. Research shows that this type of work burns more fat than steady-state cardio, typically by about 50%. In fact, one study showed a 9-fold increase in fat loss for HIIT compared to low-medium intensity cardio. Furthermore, a 2018 study discovered that HIIT was superior to moderate intensity continuous training for improving heart rate variability. The even better news is that, when you're looking into how to lose belly fat, HIIT need only be performed for 10 to 20 minutes at a time. There are several elements of HIIT workouts, as well as several approaches to them. Here are just a couple of things to keep in mind. Tabata is a common HIIT formula, and it's great for beginners. This involves 20 seconds of work and 10 seconds of rest. You should shoot for 4 minutes, or 8 rounds. You can use this to target the part of your body you want to tone. HIIT is a great fat burner, but it's a lot for the body. So try to shoot for 2 to 3 HIIT workouts per week. If you want to exercise every day, switch it out for cardio or strength training in between. If you want to add an extra layer to your HIIT workout, feel free to add weights. You can include ankle weights if you want to increase leg strength, for example. However, don't do this at the very beginning. Give yourself a few weeks to adjust to the HIIT style of workout before adding in more. Hopefully you can see that these unique approaches to diet and nutrition will work synergistically to produce truly effective fat loss. The best way to lose stomach fat is to put your diet and nutrition to work. You'll be amazed by how quickly you're able to work toward your ideal body. Harvard Th. Chan, Sugary Drinks Fat Secret, Carbs in French Fries Nutrition Data, Milk. Whole Everyday Health, all about soy milk, nutrition, benefits, risks, and how it compares with other milks. Metabolism, clinical and experimental, impact of exercise intensity on body fatness and skeletal muscle metabolism. International Journal of Environmental Research and Public Health, the effects of high-intensity interval training versus moderate-intensity continuous training on heart rate variability in physically inactive adults. Adaptive, how to tackle HIIT workouts as a beginner. Mark is a personal trainer who specializes in coaching people on how to build muscle the scientific way. Text source, lifehack.org.